Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, what a welcoming party. I don't know if I deserve all this. Hey, I'm just like all of y'all. You know, I wear my just casual green shirts, like my pizza, like my mushrooms, you know, from time to time. Live in a mansion. Might be a little bit different from some of y'all, but yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I just want to be humble. I gotta say, I would not be here if it weren't for Balenciaga hooking it up with these very sick new overalls. What do you guys think? Kind of the new fits, new and improved, I should say. Yeah, the commercial should be coming out in a week or two, fully sponsored and sponsoring Balenciaga. Thank you. Sorry, who's that? Mario? No, it doesn't ring a bell. Brother, it's come to this. It used to be Super Mario Bros, and now it's Luigi this and Luigi that, and no one even cares about Super Mario Sunshine anymore. I thought we were good after the movie. But it's come to this. And it must be done. Hey, well, y'all keep it real. Or should I say, real Luigi. Thank you. Damn paparazzi. Brother, I do hope you forgive me. But this is game over for you. Mamma mia. Right, y'all, welcome to Common Arms channel. Okay, so I don't think I need to explain it, but this Halloween intro is about Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros, specifically like some kind of imaginary beef between Mario and Luigi, which, I mean, I guess there is a little bit of beef in the movies and stuff too, but yeah, it's definitely taken to the extreme. But hopefully you guys were able to appreciate it. I'm not sure how many more Halloween intros there are going to be after this one, if there are going to be any. So yeah, stay tuned, and if not, hopefully you guys appreciated all the Halloween intros this month, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I think I'm gonna try and turn some of these into shorts if possible, but we'll see. But today we are checking out an awesome video about the Gurkhas. Now, we've checked out the Gurkhas before, and I'm always really excited to check out the Gurkhas just because like they have so much kind of like mystique to the unit, which is very well earned. Not just like it's not just this kind of like weird allure or these like wives tales or whatever. It's definitely not one of those units that you can just kind of like stroll up into and expect to become a part of. So I can appreciate it because in the aspect of kind of like why I joined the military is I didn't really have a whole lot of like opportunities. I didn't grow up with a whole lot of money, and if you have seen some of my earlier videos on YouTube from like 2008, you'd see I didn't grow up in the best conditions. So like it was a really awesome venue, not just like making my own living and kind of having that responsibility myself, but just kind of getting away from everything, starting anew. It's just like having like a fresh start and actually having like a good opportunity to kind of like really get your feet into the world. It was just an awesome opportunity. So I'm not exactly sure what the primary motivation is for people to go and join the Gurkhas, but I can tell it's kind of very tough to get into at first, and there's definitely a lot that you need to consider. You need to have like the right kind of mindset. You need to prepare yourself physically and mentally to be in a unit like that. But the people who get into the Gurkhas, yeah, you kind of understand why the Gurkhas have that kind of mystique that they do have. There's one story where they're talking about trying to get some Gurkhas to jump out of a plane, and I think like one person volunteered or something. And then when they said like you can jump out, you're gonna be jumping out with the parachutes. Obviously, like all of them were kind of like on board. So that's one of those stories you hear. Also, just like the complete violence of action of people just like using their kukri knives or like beating people to death with their weapons. There's definitely no shortage of stories, but there is kind of a shortage of videos, which is why it's nice to get some coverage for the Gurkhas. But this one is from BFBS, which we haven't checked out a video from them in quite some time, but it's about 12 minutes long, and this one's titled "Young Gurkhas Face Final Test to Join British Army's Elite Fighting Force." And I'm excited to check this one out because we've seen kind of like the early entrance into the Gurkhas, but to see them kind of doing the final test, to see like the kind of motivation and just like the tenacity and ferocity behind their kind of like eyes, it would be cool to check out. And hopefully the Mario outfit doesn't detract from that too much, but yeah, should be a cool one. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, if I was Luigi, this green screen probably would not work out very good at all, but he's toast. The shell got him.
Gurkhas, one of the world's most elite fighting forces. Its men have spilled blood in every major war Britain has fought in for more than 200 years.
A lot of
by courage,
not their blood
discipline,
too,
and an ability to deliver devastating aggression. But who are the young men aspiring to become Gurkhas, travelling thousands of miles to fight for an army far from home?
Yeah, it's got to be trippy. They really
Training
are.
to become
like,
a Gurkha lasts 9
so
long
far
months.
from home.
During that time, the boys, as they're known, typically 18 or 19 years old, transform from Nepali civilians into the professional soldiers admired worldwide.
Badass.
These 285 men are the latest crop of recruits hoping to join, and in just a few weeks' time, they will all be in.
So I'm curious when they actually get their kukri knives, because I mean I don't know. These look like they were probably issued because it looks like they've kind of been through the ringer a little bit. I'm really curious if you guys know, like, do the Gurkhas do they have like issued knives? Because we have like K-bars that were issued to us, but a lot of guys would just end up buying their own K-bars. They're kind of like the Marine Corps. Let me grab it right here, actually. So this is our Marine Corps knife, is the K-bar. Really badass, really tough, durable. Like it's really hard to kind of break and destroy one of these, which is why it's a great kind of fighting knife. And also it's got like a crazy 7-inch blade, and these things last quite some time. Okay, sorry, it's going to be show and tell here real quick. Here, and this is something that I was really kind of honored to find, really hyped, but this is a K-bar from World War II. So you can see it's got all the right markings. It's got the USN as opposed to the USMC, like the original issued K-bars kind of had. And yeah, there's a lot of history. You can kind of see here we have some K-bars, some 70, 80 years apart, which is pretty insane. So that's kind of like our Marine Corps knife. And again, we did get some issued to us, but a lot of guys just ended up buying their own. So I'm really curious how it works with the Gurkhas, if their kukris are issued to them or if they just get it at some point. And if they do get it at some point, when do they get it? Because I feel like they would end up getting them after they have kind of like passed everything and made it into the unit. But I'm not really sure. If you guys could provide some insight, I'd appreciate it.
Just a few weeks' time, they will, all being well, become fully fledged Gurkhas.
It's
all
such
that
a cool
stands
patch
between them is this major final exercise in which the recruits.
Sorry, I'm not trying to pause it too much, but like to see that patch and be like, what like, and not know anything about the unit, you'd be like, that looks kind of goofy. And then you realize they're two cross kukri knives that has caused a lot of violence and bloodshed. Yeah, you start to respect it.
So being tested to their limits on all the skills they've learned over the course of the last 9 months.
And on this exercise, the one word on everybody's lips is aggression.
Those rifles are so atrocious.
We have to make them more aggressive. When they come to the enemy, when they face the enemy, obviously they will have to be more aggressive and with a more enthusiasm and energetic way they get to able to kill the enemy. So
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
we're training for them to kill the enemy and fight with our opponents, or they
Nice,
fight
dude.
against our enemy. And with this all, the trainings, I think it will make them more strong and resilient.
And the kukris on the
Forces
beret
News
is
was
so
granted
sick.
exclusive access to the final stages
I'd
of
love
the
to get
recruits'
that
final exercise.
for my patch
Lasting
wall.
a week and taking place in the rugged terrain of Sennybridge, the exercise sees the men carry out a series of platoon attacks on challenging enemy positions.
Yeah, that
A
terrain
day
looks
out from
gnarly.
the final assault, I joined 6th Platoon as
What is the little notch in the back for, actually? I've noticed it before, but I've never actually wondered what... I mean, I don't know. I could probably think of some, like, utility uses, but if you guys could provide some insights, or your guesses even, let me know.
the final assault. I joined 6th Platoon as they prepared for battle and received their orders.
Nice
Sixth
terrain
platoon
model.
mission: find enemy force locations and defeat by means of deliberate attack in order to secure and protect Sennybridge training area. Everything that gives us a benefit, like cover and concealment, the enemy can use as well.
What was that
Okay,
patch?
It's important to remember that.
He has.
As the man in charge of this platoon, the lieutenant is
The red
gaining
and black
valuable
one?
command experience while helping to bring on the next generation of Gurkha soldiers. But how does he find training the recruits?
It's pretty special. You know, I really enjoyed working with, especially the young soldiers, the newer soldiers back in battalion. And so coming here is a really good opportunity for me to learn, as well as for them to learn as well.
That'd be
I'm
super
looking
cool.
forward to being part of that going into the new intake next year.
The
Oh, yeah,
briefing the
dude.
soldiers just received took place around a model that I have to say is remarkable and incredibly detailed. And it was made
You see some
by the
crazy
boys
terrain
themselves.
models.
Gurkhas are quite renowned for making a good model pit. I think,
No kidding.
personally there are a couple of reasons why the Gurkhas do it really well. It's because they put a lot
Let's
of
hear
effort,
it.
one. Two, they work
Nice,
as a team.
yeah.
So when someone is going to collect mosses, someone is digging the model pit, someone is chopping down the woods, and someone is doing the twigs, and someone is tying up the strings and like that. They're really good.
That's cool.
Also, the section commanders, what they normally teach them is that, you know, we are renowned for model making and you should not let us down. And
Someone set the precedent,
Because of that as
so-
well, they put a lot of effort.
Having already
Nice.
been on
That's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of terrain models. Like once I was like, for sure, once I was not a Lance Corporal anymore, because then you kind of move into like squad leader or team leader, but I was kind of a squad leader as a corporal. I did not enjoy finding and making all of the terrain models. I did kind of provide some guidance as to like what kind of looks good so it doesn't get too messy, and so you can kind of delineate certain things. Whether it be like swampy terrain, like you can get the water and you can show the low water crossings, provide some of like the key phase lines and the rally point locations. You could find like good stuff for that, and I'd kind of provide that guidance. But yeah, it can take quite some time. It can take like really a whole day to make a solid terrain model. So to kind of see them putting in that effort, I appreciate it from my kind of infantry background.
exercise for days and operating on little sleep. The final hours of daylight offer a chance to complete vital administration, making the most of the quiet moments before battle.
Yeah, and I'm now.
That's like a nice
eating-
little position.
It's lunch time, so I'm eating my rations, and
Yeah.
here's the biscuits for snacks. Would you like to eat some?
Yeah, why
It's
not?
my favorite biscuit.
What is it exactly?
It's coconut, yeah. It's coconut biscuit. It's small in piece, but it's,
It's
so
really good.
tasty. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
Sounds
guilty
good.
though because you've been working all night and I'm
Coconut
now eating your
biscuits?
food.
No, it's okay. I have enough food in my bargain.
Well, you're
I've got
very,
enough. Yeah.
you're very generous. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Cheers.
you. Yes, yes,
Hey, yeah.
yes.
While basic infantry
I'd love to
training
share
for
a
most
foxhole
British
with
Army
one of them.
soldiers is delivered by 1 and 2 infantry training battalions at ITC Catterick, Gurkha recruits are the exception. After passing what's widely considered the toughest selection process in the military, their Phase 1 and
Damn.
Phase 2 training is delivered independently under the direction of Gurkha Company, ITC. And
Oh,
while
shit.
dropouts and
That's cool,
backsliding are
dude.
common elsewhere, Gurkha Company boasts
Okay, I gotta say, I love their dispersion. Like, that is just one of the things that I can tell very quickly from like my infantry kind of leadership time is if you have a unit that's doing a movement and they have horrible dispersion, like everybody's super bunched up and close together, then you know like they are kind of lacking the discipline, lacking the leadership for sure. And these guys are keeping some really solid discipline here, which is awesome to see.
Exceptionally high pass rates. Last year, almost 100% of recruits completed training.
This is a volunteer, and this is a place that they want to be.
Oh yeah,
And,
they're not going to let the training stop
that
them
is
at that
A,
point.
And the B, I think when they come to the GAC Community Catholic as part of the training, and the training team will look after them really well as part of the family. And also, you know, because of their motivations, they are self-motivated.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And because of their motivations, it is easy for us to mold as such into the military environment. I think that's what it makes the more success rate in the British Army within the Gurkhas.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
We rejoined the recruits early the next morning.
That's why having
just ahead
selection
of
is
H hour,
huge.
the moment the battle would begin. Visibility is low as the men silently
Nice.
take
Good
up their
noise
final
discipline.
positions, waiting for the order to attack. And right on cue, the assault begins.
Dude, having some Gurkhas assault your position would be terrifying. And it's not just like violence of action. Like you can see, they're just everything is very methodical and well trained. Suppressing while he's chucking a grenade. Really good to see. Not something you see a lot. People would just kind of go Rambo and start throwing things with no cover. You don't want to get schwacked while you're holding a hot hand grenade.
As the fight unfolds,
Be
the
sure
platoon
about that.
starts taking casualties. Thanks to the technology worn by every soldier, each man knows instantly if he's been hit.
That shit is
adding
so annoying.
realism and giving commanders something to think about amid the chaos. Word reaches the
It's a
platoon
loud
sergeant
beep.
that the main attacking section has taken a casualty. But the radio message is unclear.
Right. Go over there on the halfway. There is a man down. Try to get information. Don't go too close, eh?
He decides to send a runner from his reserve section to find out what's going on.
All right.
For the young man concerned, it means a long sprint up the hill and straight into the firefight.
And like crouched over. Let's be clear, that makes it way shittier with all that kit on.
Now with the critical information, the recruit races back down the hill, only for the sergeant to decide to send in the reserves. It's another run up the hill for the same young man. Half
Damn
an hour
it.
later, with several positions already cleared, the platoon pushes forward to destroy the final elements of the enemy. It's
Hell
done
yeah.
quickly and characteristically with bags of aggression.
Oh, dude, that was right there. Oh, that dude's right there. That's some cool terrain to be assaulting through, I
With
gotta
the
say.
threat neutralised, the platoon commander orders his men to evacuate the casualties. For
Oh,
the
that
recruits, it
sucks.
means a long, grueling slog up the hill, carrying their comrades playing injured. Those deemed to have been killed in action are also evacuated. No man is left behind.
Dude, and they're
At
jogging
last
with
they
it.
reach the top.
That is
45
tough.
minutes after the opening shots were fired, the exercise is over, and the recruits have done it. But how do they think it's
Good
gone?
stuff.
The first soldier I speak to is the platoon sergeant's runner, the recruit who's been up and down the hill more than most this morning.
He's gonna be critical,
I
huh?
was asked to find the situation of the casualty, his ZAP number, and his location. So I had to crawl up.
Dude, that's crazy. I haven't heard Zap number probably in like 8 years. That was weird. That just like reactivated more than 8 years. That just like reactivated my memory. It's more of a thing that we used in the Marine Corps than the Army
all the
for
way
sure.
up to the location of the casualty. So I think I did all the tasks given to me. So I passed the message all the way back to the platoon sergeant. So
Like I did my job.
it was great.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
it is like very happy and excited for me because, like, as you can see, the weather it's lovely. It's not rainy, and also like back in like Catwick, we did like similar training, but it's not like too much long. But this one is like we have to do patrolling, doing the deliberate attack, ambush, everything, like including in 4 to 5 days. So like it is completely different.
Recruit now, like
Good
they are,
attitude, I like
chosen
it.
from the best of the best, from cream of the cream from Nepal. So their fitness level is now optimum level. So I don't think they have feel any like what you call fatigue while doing the off-field, and their speed and aggression
They're
was
the
seen
monsters
during
at this point.
doing the off-field assault. I think that was fantastic.
I asked the officer in
Hell yeah,
charge what
dude.
the future might have in store
That's
for
hype.
these, the youngest of Gurkhas.
As Gurkhas, I would say you never know what is around the corner, and anything can happen. And we are trained for it.
Yeah, true
we are
that.
training now, and this training will continue. In terms of their career, they will find their way to the core units, the infantry, which are the battalions.
I like the face
and
paint.
Some might
It's good stuff.
end up in the banner, the Brigade of Gurkhas as well, playing the music, which will, advertise the what Gurkhas do, or the British Army as a
damn.
whole.
Is that voluntary
So,
too?
These guys in 20 years' time, some may end up being private, and some may end up being an officer. So that is whatever the career path they chose, and their hard work, dedications, and motivations. I think that will make them success and to be an officer in 20 years' time.
Oh yeah,
Who
dude.
knows where these young Gurkhas' careers will
That
take
looks like a
them,
nice
whether
road.
it be to more
Dude, what is this? Why is this road so like nicely paved? It looks like it's like almost AI. Or you guys just found like some alien materials and you're just hoarding that stuff for yourself. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious as well, kind of like if there is like a language barrier for the instructors specifically to like kind of communicate certain things, or if they even get like an interpreter to kind of help them out at first, or even just kind of throughout the entire thing. But I'd imagine they said they kind of have their own dedicated staff, so they probably have a good way of communicating at least some maybe certain like military terms where kind of translating it might be kind of difficult. So it's kind of cool that they have like their own dedicated staff. I imagine it helps with stuff like that.
will take them, whether it be to more exercises in places like Bridge, or further afield to conflicts yet unknown. Wherever they go, it's the basics of the soldiering they've mastered here and over the course of the last 9 months that will always give them the
9
upper
months,
hand in
dude.
any fight they may face. They are the future of the Brigade of Gurkhas, and they have a central role in the future defence of the United Kingdom. James Wharton,
Badass.
BFBS Forces News, Bridge, South Wales. Thanks for watching. For more
Dude, I can't express enough how excited I would be to train with some Gurkhas. I mean, just like in any aspect, whether it be like an assault or like even kind of like just doing some physical training, like doing some PT with them, maybe like some martial arts would be kind of cool to see. Even just watching them kind of do their demonstrations with the kukri knives, that'd be sick. I mean, there was one time one dude was talking about, because he was one of my buddies was going to go train and the Gurkhas were going to be there, and he was talking about trying to trade his K-bar for a kukri, which like at the time I thought, oh yeah, that'd be cool, but like although this means a lot to the Marine Corps and Marines, it doesn't have the same symbology really as the kukri. And yeah, needless to say, that trade did not happen. That was very, very cool. Again, like we saw kind of the selection and what it takes to get into the Gurkhas originally, but to see them kind of, like they're saying, 9 months later, to have this kind of identity to themselves, to have this level of physical fitness, which is like very steadfast at this point, and to just see them kind of, they have that esprit de corps, they have that camaraderie together, to see them operating just like so smoothly. So like, again, you can kind of get violence. You can get violence through just violence, kind of aggression and just shock and awe. But you can get kind of like that violence and that shock and awe just through these very coordinated actions. And that's kind of like what we're seeing here. Everybody was very coordinated. Everybody was very methodical. They seemed like they had some really solid discipline and focus on the fundamentals. And they were just working really well together. And people weren't like huffing and puffing like, oh, dude, like you're having me carry this. I mean, obviously maybe they were, and we weren't seeing that in the video, but like it's a Gurkhas. I would imagine that's going to be kind of minimal, but we didn't have people like complaining, like the dude who had to kind of go up the hill and then come back down and then go back up. He was just like, oh yeah, that was sweet. Like we got the mission done. Like, yeah, I had to do this, but like job done, made, you know, it made the mission. So it's kind of cool to see that mindset. And I really appreciate that, especially coming from the Marine Corps infantry to the Army infantry. There was definitely a big noticeable kind of like difference in just the mentality of like, even if you're injured in the Marine Corps, you kind of just push through it. The Marine Corps infantry specifically, you just kind of push through it, which is can be problematic. But as a leader, especially and just even when I was like a lance corporal, having your buddies constantly there, no matter like kind of what was happening to them and happening to all of y'all, they were still there. And there was a little bit less of that. Well, a lot less of that, I would say, in the Army infantry. But again, it's dependent on whatever unit you're at. 25th ID here in Hawaii, they seem like they're significantly more squared away than like 10th Mountain Division where I was at. Obviously, you have 82nd, and they have that their own kind of like mentality and identity and standard. So it fluctuates a lot in the Army. In the Marine Corps, not so much. And the Gurkhas, I'd imagine it's very kind of like homogenous. That kind of standard is very consistent, which is really cool. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. And of course, if there's any interesting kind of like Gurkha stories or knowledge or anything that you'd like to share down below for myself and just the community, I think we would definitely all appreciate that. But yeah, very cool video. Very cool to get some more insight into just this badass professional unit. But yeah, hopefully you all appreciate it. If you have anything to recommend, definitely send it down below. And I do appreciate all of y'all. And I appreciate y'all who already kind of like subscribed, whether you've subscribed like 3 videos ago or you subscribed back in like 2021. I appreciate it sincerely. It's really cool to have this platform, and it's really cool to have this community where, you know, I can kind of like go through the comments, and there's like very, very little. It's usually kind of like bots. There's very little like weird stuff or just like people just kind of just being jerks in the comments. And it's just cool to be able to kind of like come together and learn from each other and share kind of like our own perspectives and stories. And that's probably the most valuable thing for me with the YouTube channel. So I do appreciate that. And I do read those comments. So definitely keep those comments coming. But that is it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.